All right, hello, professor. So I read the chapter from The Righteous Mind by Hyde, and first off, I just want to say it was an awesome chapter. Um, I'm really glad you gave this to us to read. It gave me words to use for things I've always believed or felt, or have grown to believe and feel. Um, so I appreciate that. Start off with, how did I learn about morality? Well, growing up in a Christian family, the ethic of divinity was part of my life. You know, I grew up in the church, and yeah, I learned morality from my family, from my parents, from Bible stories, from the Word of God. And then the second question is, how do you think the different moralities deal with the issue of abortion? So I think it's interesting. So obviously the chapter talks about the ethic of autonomy, the ethic of community, and the ethic of divinity. So the people with a very strong ethic of autonomy, you know, like Western, the weird ones, people who are educated Americans or Westerners, their ethic of autonomy means that they feel like a woman should make all the decisions when it comes to her body. That she should have the final word on anything having to do with her body, and that's like really connected to being a part of like a secular culture, I think. And then obviously the people with a very strong ethic of divinity, so people who are like religious, or you know, like evangelical Christians or Roman Catholics. Obviously, they would view the body as being a temple. You know, it's the image of God. You know, Imago Dei. So they would view abortion as being you know, like something evil in God's sight, the murder of something made in His image. And so you can see how those two moralities come in conflict with one another in everyday things like politics or personal viewpoints when it comes to reproductive rights. It's also interesting, like having grown up in Asia, I see the ethic of community a lot. And I think it's interesting, like from Asian country to Asian country, you can see how people's views on abortions or reproductive rights are very much entangled with the specific structure of their society. So, like in Indonesia, it's a Muslim society, and there's not a lot of abortion in plain sight, but under the table, there's a lot of abortion. And in China, from my understanding, there's a lot of state-sponsored abortion, or there was a lot of state-sponsored abortion when there was a one-child policy. So you can see that ethic of community, and the fact that it's like what is best for, you know, for our population pyramid, you know, or what's best for our family, you know, to save face in our community. What's best for whoever's at the very highest part of the hierarchy of a family, you know, like the ethic of community, you know, will this be a burden for our family financially if our child has a baby, or if our daughter has a baby now. So, yeah, this reading was really awesome. I'm glad you gave it to us. I really like the part where it talks about like can't have a culture without the minds that made the culture, and you can't have a psyche without the culture that is the context for what filled and formed the mind. You know, so I like that, learning about that. You know, there's more to morality than harm and fairness and like all that dynamic. So, really great reading.